event, let's feature you a little bit.
Not only the live event, this is the playoffs.
This is
a single elimination.
This is a single elimination game, win or go home.
Messiah will take it out to the 20-yard line. How important is it, Prom, to get that opening score on the drive?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge for your confidence. It's huge for the momentum in the game. You want to come out, score 7, and on the flip side, you want to come out and hold them. You know, would love a pick 6. You would love to score 7 on defense. So, you know, we'll see who comes out strong here, and we'll see if that carries throughout the game.
This is a guy, when I talk about Saya, that told us yesterday he did not have a good draft. RG, you think, like, what is he selling us short here, blowing smoke?
You know, that's what I didn't think I saw any player in the whole tournament that was happy with their draft besides Drini. Everybody's making it seem like they got.
Even Drini was bluffing this morning.
You know what I'm saying? They all make it seem like they got to go through the gauntlet to be here. Your teams aren't that far apart.
Yeah,
so
I think
I'm not buying it.
They're talking about the playbooks, and Saya, like of all the competitors in this tournament, Saya. From experience playing him online, he can run anything. He's the best freestyler in this tournament, in my opinion, and that's why he's having success. You're going to see him run formations that everyone isn't used to. Not bunch, not that trips tight end. You're going to see him really mix it up on the offensive side of the ball.
I can already tell that he's going in and doing his Wildcat substitutions. He's already had a touchdown already from the Wildcat formation. Here we go, folks. Start of the wild card round, and as I mentioned, he's already getting wild. Here on 1st and 10, Chubb in motion, and he'll keep it, and maybe gains a yard.
There's no risk to the call, you know, coming out Wildcat. Just to throw your opponent off, let them know that you're willing to be crazy on the offensive side of the ball, knowing that your opponent has to, you know, stay on his heels. You want him there. That's exactly where you want him if you're Saya.
Speaking of his uniqueness with the playbooks, Prop, the one quote that I got from him is he says he wants to be one of the first players to prove that you can win a belt without running the gun bunch.
Yeah, that's big. Gun bunch been the meta for a while now.
Too long.
And Saya, again, a player that doesn't run the meta. He's so good at freestyling, just like, you know, Strafing was. And spot me, you know. These are the type of guys that are, you know, freestylers and the best of the best. And you're going to see him. He's already in 3 different formations here, including I-form.
Absolutely. Chubb, the former Bulldog, bulldogs his way to the 45. That'll pick up 3.
And the thing that I like about, like, he's going to I-form to 5 wide. The thing that's great about this is a lot of guys will draft their personnel for one defensive formation, but then when I'm going to 5 wide and I-form, it makes it harder for you to stay in that formation. When you see me come out in I-form, you got to start thinking about 4-3 and 3-4. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's really a wrench that's thrown at them, and a lot of people don't know how to respond defensively to that.
He'll check it down to Diggs, and he'll pick up a few. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 right here at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, this is going to be the 5th play of the game. 5 different formations. I'd be willing to bet no one else starts their game with 5 different formations on their first 5 plays. 3rd and 5 for Saya.
Carr with time. Has a man. Can't haul it in. Here comes 4th down, guys.
A little late on that throw right there. He got open briefly, and then he gave the cloud flat enough time to drop back. Fortunate there wasn't a tip pick right here. Big 4th and 5 early, boys.
Yep, he's going to go empty here. One of the formations that he's ran throughout these last few years. Really good formation for him, and you're seeing his best play come out early on this 4th and 5.
Got to save your best stuff for that 4th down.
Carr needs to get past midfield, and Moore goes down and digs it out at the 40. That'll move the chains.
What a throw, and that was a good utilization of the low throw mechanic. He pressed LT when he threw that ball to throw it close to the ground, which allowed his receiver to make a diving catch, gave the defender no time to make a collision and knock the ball out. Very good use of that low throw mechanic by Saya.
Wildcat this time will hand it to to Chubb, and we are about to get Spoto and Pavan going here in a minute, but we're going to stay with this drive to the very end. It's looking really promising right now for Saya.
This might be 7 different formations we've seen from Saya. Look at him, he's in a single back normal / single back doubles type formation. You don't see this at all.
Yep, look for that post or more. He's going to be trying to sit here as long as he can to deliver a strike late on that route.
And he'll be fine with checking down to Diggs. Again, there's a strip animation to bring up 3rd and short.
And Prob called it. He had the post for more going up top, and that's caused JS to take his user, go to the 2nd level, check down underneath to the drag by Saya.
Yeah, just great concepts from Saya, and that's what you see, and that's why these guys that are great at freestyling, that's why they're good. Their concepts carry from formation to formation, and you see success within them.
I love this play out, the single back bunch, the double drags with the deep cross route. Oh!
And that's going to be short. It's going to be 4th and short.
Is he aggressive early? This is going to tell us a lot about how aggressive he's going to play this game. Playoff game.
Looks like he's coming out in empty here. I don't know about this, Prob.
Again, that's his. I think that's his best formation.
On 4th and 1?
You got to go with your best.
You got to have a running back in the backfield, I feel like, just to make him at least have to respect the run here. Could be a QB sneak.
Needs to get past the 30. Carr drags for days, and there's Diggs digging downfield. That's inside the 20 at the 13-yard line.
In his best formation, he's 2 for 2 on the most crucial downs. Red zone opportunity, packing the Wildcat, and he's only called Wildcat on 1st down, so he's willing to call this early in the downs.
This is his 11th play. Gets a block.
Goodness.
Has the edge.
James. And I will say on that 4th and 1, guys, he didn't check down underneath. He has everyone playing underneath coverage, looking for the 1 yard, and that's when he capitalizes with a deep post to get a big chunk of yardage. This guy sitting next to me has used that tactic more times than I can count, and that's a great tactic.
Yeah, on 3rd and short and 4th and short, everyone plays hard flats, covers underneath. That's when you can really look to take the top off, and Saya did a great job at that.
Right now, he's playing chess, while Jay's the best is playing checkers. 1st and goal.
And again, no pinch line. He's gonna continue to QB sneak all the way to the end zone. He's gonna go hurry up again. Yeah, JS forced to call timeout. Smart plays from Saya though, forcing that timeout just off of him calling hurry up there and not going back to the huddle.
Absolutely, force him to call that timeout and get into a goal line defense.
This is play 14, guys, of this drive.
Phenomenal.
Almost taking up the entire 1st quarter.
I was a huge Saya fan when I interviewed him. I'm even bigger Saya fan now that I've seen him play, and he's in for 6.
Huge drive. Definitely a statement drive there from Saya. We'll see how JS responds. He's going to have to come back strong and get 7. And his offense hasn't been that great today, so that hasn't been his strength.
That's a 14-play, 79-yard drive. So there's the opening drive in this one. We're going to send you guys to mixer.com/Madden if you want to continue watching this matchup while we jump back to our featured game. It's Spoto and Pavan are about to get it underway. That's going to be a Raiders Saints. It feels like a second ago problem that Spoto was thinking, man, am I even going to be playing in this game? Able to win his way in, and here he is.
Yeah, he came out strong in that 3rd game and was able to advance. And he played great in a couple games, and we've seen his worst. We've seen him play bad. So which Spoto are we going to get at the same time? Which Pavan are we going to get? Are we going to get the Club Series champion?
Man, that's a big hit, but it's a big run. 21 yards to start the game.
Huge run. And like I was saying about Pavan, are we going to get the champion Pavan, the belt winner, or are we going to get the Pavan that we've seen get, a couple losses, in the group stage.
Yeah, coming into this tournament, remember Pavan's MCS record this season was 20-1. It's all the way down to 21-3. Still a pretty good record, but obviously not playing his best Madden football. He's more than doubled his losses in this day alone for the entire season.
Risky play there from Spoto to Vernon Davis, who's fumbled twice today. So look for that. I feel for Spoto as a player. I would not like to see Vernon fumble for the third time today. But look to see if he does put that ball on the ground.
What's with this backfield? We got Dak Prescott, Lindsey. It's not your normal Madden backfield.
And Spoto's a runner. I don't know if he didn't get anybody in the draft that was, top of the line as far as running back goes, or if he likes Lindsey. Some players, they like them.
Wide open is Julio. Julio!
And we saw it again, boys, on a 3rd and 1. You get the defense playing underneath. That's the best time to take a shot, especially if you've had some trouble on offense or you're going up against elite competition like the 100 grand man Pavan. And young Spoto's on the board. Staten Island, New York, stand up for the youngin'.
And you see him hurtling into the end zone, too, at the end of that. Just taunting a little bit. And as a player, that could trigger you. Yeah, it could trigger you. It could trigger you. I know when you used to play, you didn't like people swagging like that.
Oh, man, you know me, dog. I wouldn't initiate it, but once you initiated it, there was no getting me to stop.
Yep.
24.
We got a 1st and 10 out to 25. Pavan's been here before.
Saquon at tight end.
And that's why he comes out in that gun-tight flex. It allows him to do a package that gets the fullback at tight end. He starts Saquon in that fullback position. That's a very, very good tactic because a lot of these players like to do that cross-manning with the linebackers on the tight end. But when you got a 92-speed running back right there, it's going to be tough to man the linebacker up on him, cross-man or not.
Definitely.
So right near midfield.
It's going to be a handoff.
And McKinnon will get to the 50. That'll bring up, let's call it 2nd and 9.5.
Yeah, we got a 17-year-old in Spoto going up against an 18-year-old in Pavan. A good old school East Coast versus West Coast battle. Spoto obviously from Staten Island, New York. Pavan from Yucca City, California. It's my kind of matchup.
Yeah, the battle of the youth. And that's what we're seeing every year with the MCS. New players coming along and the youth staying strong every single year in the MCS.
There goes Carr. I feel in a moment you're going to say, back in my day.
Yeah.
Are you ready for that yet?
I was thinking about, how life comes full circle. At one point, I was the youngest in the tournament, like Spoto. 16, 15, and now I'm one of the oldest if I get into the tournament. So it's pretty crazy to see.
One of the things I find interesting in the youth, too, is in this MCS era, you're young men getting thrown in some high-pressure situations. You're getting cameras thrown in your face, a lot of money on the line. And, not everyone's built to deal with that kind of pressure. So the maturity and experience these young men are getting in these events, it's something they're going to remember for the rest of their life, and it's forcing them to mature at a pace that probably kids their age aren't used to having to mature at.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure in these games, and with all this money on the line, too, it's like not everyone is used to that.
What was your first check? How much was that?
Our first check was in a local LA tournament for $2,500. So.
Here's the thing about this. We know about his belts and all. At one point, they literally shut down the West Coast underground tournaments because they got sick of paying this guy out.
I was banned.
It legit happened. They banned him from the underground tournaments.
3rd and 4. There's some good guys out there.
Oh, what a hit!
Brian James, all those guys, Madden Underground.
Yes, sir. What a stand there. What a stand from Spoto.
He's going to hold him to a 50-yarder, and it's good.
And you see Spoto doesn't come out in the field goal block, but that's because it's 4th and 4 right there. So if he mistimes that field goal block, he can get called for the offsides and give up the first down. Serious Mo was the one that schooled me on that, because at the club championship, I was appalled when I see these guys not coming out in the field goal block, but it makes a lot of sense if there's 5 yards or less for the first down, why you wouldn't go for the block. And we saw Pavan pay for that earlier in this tournament.
So Spoto with a 4-point lead. He'll hand it off to Lindsey. The Red Sea parts. Makes another man miss, still on his feet. I take everything back I said about Lindsey.
He's motivated. You motivated him, I think.
Well, here's the thing about Lindsey, too. There's a round in the draft where you're guaranteed a halfback, and Lindsey's one of the lower OBR players that comes up in that round, but he's also one of the fastest, and we all know that speed kills in Madden, so he went after the 93 speed halfback, probably over some guys that probably had a higher overall, but not as much speed.
Where's the Frank Gore at? That's what I want to know.
Hall of Fame Frank?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys know how I feel about Hall of Fame Frank. I mean, in Buffalo now. Buffalo Bill Frank. It's crazy.
By the way, the Madden 19 Challenge is brought to you by Bose, the official sound of the Madden NFL 19 Championship Series.
Speaking on Frank, can we get the Mutt team to put Frank with some speed in the game? Just one card. Make him usable.
Some sort of flashback somewhere.
Yeah. Ooh. Here's the thing, in Mutt, if you can't get speed with the sprinter and the, I mean, you just don't got it, man. There's plenty of avenues to get yourself some speed in Mutt if you really need it.
2nd and 10 at the 42. Single elimination. 2 games going on at once. Got one here. The other hanging out on Mixer. And at halftime, we were bringing you up to date. As we got 2 players that are about to be moving on. 2 are about to go home. Dak Prescott. More cowbell to Parker. First down.
Great drives here from Spoto. If you're him, again, in this spot, you're up with the ball. You can work on that clock here, you know, in the second quarter.
I mean, the trips tight end is just so tough. That slot receiver, Julio, is just clearing out so many defenders, and just you constantly see that underneath dig route just get wide open after Julio clears him out from the slot. He's either running a streak, we'll see him after he motions him. You either got Julio on a streak or a cross route. Right here, he's likely just going to run it. But what Julio does is see him clear out that defense, and then here comes X underneath.
Can't get away from Leonard Floyd, though. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 11.
Yeah, huge play coming up. I'm seeing Pavan in the 3-3-5 that really set the world on fire when he won the club championship with that defense. Everyone started running it online, and he was fortunate to draft it. And, you know, not that many playbooks have it, and it's really got him this far. But Spoto's going to have to find a way to dot that defense.
Oh! What was one to Vernon Davis at the 20. Still going to be a yard short. What are you doing?
I'm going for it.
I think he's going
for it. Up with the ball. I'm trying to make this 14-3, put all the pressure on Pavan early in this game.
I'll tell you what, though, these Raiders are hitting out there. He's got landed about, 3 or 4 hit sticks on this drive alone. And hit sticks usually cause fumbles at some point.
Quarterback sneak.
Big play right here. He's leaving the sneak wide open. He's just begging for it right here.
He'll hand it off. Will power his way to the 17. That'll move the chains.
Why no sneak right there, Prop? Huh? He's begging for it.
That's who they're going to play right here, guys.
Yeah, Tobin with the bye. In this first live event, what a great story that is. Seeing him come into this tournament and get a bye, that's tough to do.
So 1st and 10 now after the 4th and 1. It goes with a power run. Picks up the first down. And Lindsay again.
Oh.
Who? Lindsay.
He's got to be careful, man. He might cough this ball up, and he starts to spin right there as he gets cracked with a hit stick.
He's averaging over 14 yards a carry right now with Lindsay. I mean, that's what Spoto wants to do. He wants to run the ball, and if you're going to allow him to run at this pace, it's going to be an easy day on offense for him. And his defense is good, so he's going to have easy games if you're going to allow him to run this well.
And I feel like the way Pavan sets up this 3-3-5, I mean, you just see all those gaps. He's leaving a ton of room right there in the middle of the field for you to run through, and you see it right there.
Another touchdown for Spoto. And pinning the extra point here, we're going to have an 11-point ball game with 2:16 to go in the half.
Huge pressure drive coming up. And, you know, field goal makes it a one-score game, but it's still that two-point conversion. You're going to be down 8. You know, that's never a good scenario. So, you know, Pavan, I feel like he's forced to come out here and get 7 here. I'm not settling for 3 here. I mean, unless you absolutely have to. You got to be aggressive here and get 7.
And he does have plenty of time to do that. You see, he got 2:16 on the clock, so plenty of time to put a full drive. The whole playbook's open right now.
Go Chief, Express, 6:18.
So 1st and 10 at the 45. Got to answer at some point here. Need a touchdown. Of course, a field goal would make it a one-score game, and he picks up the 1st down. Looks like we're going to go the 2-minute warning.
Yes, sir. 2-minute warning. Pavan, pressure drive. See if he can put it together. Spoto coming out in what looks like dollar defense right now. Looks like he has a good read on what Pavan wants to do.
Little mannequin challenge going on right there. And I think they hit a freeze. They're going to need to get the admins up there. Spoto doesn't look happy about it. He has all kinds of momentum right now.
Yeah, when you're in this spot as a player, you know, it's tough when this happens, you know, but you got to keep your head on your shoulders and just, you know, wait till the game is ready to go, and hopefully you can pick up where you left off.
Well,
he doesn't look happy.
Yeah,
no, everything's going your way.
Yeah, everything's going his way.
Look at that body language. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
it's not fun. It's not funny, but I mean, that looks like a young man that's really going through it right now.
Yeah, but this is what I talked about earlier: handling your emotions. You can't let a freeze take you out of your game. You know what I mean? Just, you know, be ready, because this is just the reality of video games, right?
And I think you've always been one of the best at that. I feel like that's something you've taken a lot of pride in over the years. And I'm sure you can see the difference. The rare times where you do let yourself get out of your game, it has to have a negative impact. But you've been able to keep that composure so many times. I mean, it's just such a difference.
Yeah, it is, and you know, sometimes it does get the best of you. You know, it happened to me actually earlier this year in the last online event in D-Sync. You know, it just happens, and sometimes, you know, it can take you out of your game. As players, you don't want it to take you out of your game, but we'll see how he responds to it. He's a young kid, the youngest in the field, and maybe just mentally, you know, he lets these things get to him, and we might see him, you know, give up this lead because of that.
That would be very unfortunate.
Well, they're telling me that I think they're calling this the Chow Cam. I don't know. We got a picture in a picture here as Chow goes to work, our head admin. And RG, you say it all the time that, you know, this is sort of like lights going out at the Super Bowl.
That's what it feels like, right? With the Saints, and it's very unfortunate. Nobody wants to see this happen at all. People at the office spend countless hours to make sure that it doesn't happen. But like Problem alluded to, when you're playing a video game with online connection, things could happen, and it needs to be something that you're prepared to deal with in these unfortunate circumstances. Lucky for us, we have a great admin team that's going to do the best they can to get the game up to speed and back to where it needs to be as quickly as possible, but it's just very unfortunate.
Well, at one point here, we'll bring it all the way back and reset. It's 14-3. You know, we have an opportunity to go down and maybe get a field goal before the half. make it a one-possession game.
Bro. We're cool. I mean,
Right now, at some point,
like
I'm trying to listen in a little bit here. Make sure I don't miss anything juicy.
I heard something that said that he doesn't have Anthony Brown on his roster. Pavan.
No, I have everybody I need.
I don't know how I'm missing.
I have the 6 DBs I'm supposed to have.
He did have Brown earlier in this tournament. I know that for sure.
I understand what's happening here. Is they have the shadow council in the back, just in case something goes wrong. There's a council keeping up with the game, trying to make sure we can resume it as fast as possible. But it looks like Pavan on the shadow council is missing a key player on his roster, and the player he's talking about is Anthony Brown, and that's a 95 speed cornerback. That's a pivotal player on his roster. So best believe he's not going to move forward unless he has that Anthony Brown on his roster.
No, I know.
So this is going to be a complete reset coming up.
Already.
Yeah, it's good that he caught that.
Yeah, very good that he caught that, Rob, before they started taking off. And that's why we have Chow, the admin, up there, because he made them go through the depth chart and verify that everything looked as the way they wanted.
Well,
there was a game.
While they get set up,
yeah, the game.
We should get to JS and Saya. I feel like.
Hey man, if you want to put your producer hat on, I'm okay with that, because it's going to be a while.
Putting some pressure on the guys in the back already. I love it.
You know, I want to see the game. Saya needs some airtime, I think he said.
Well, he had a promising opening drive. Problems talking about the other game that we had. That we featured for just a little bit, because they're going to be resetting them. Hey, hi, Mom. I don't know if that was a hi, Mom there. I'm not sure. And they're going to reset things up here in our featured game. And so they told me in this brand new studio, we have these capabilities. We're going to be going to the other game.
Nice.
Eric,
nice.
You don't have to get too crazy here.
The Twitch chat.
And here we go.
In the mixer chat. I see you guys out there.
Prob up here making a difference for the people.
Hell game.
14-13, huh? With JS up by 1 to start the second half. One game goes down, we go right into a classic right here. And JS with the ball here, Prob. Tons of opportunity to get a lot of momentum with this drive.
Yeah, definitely. You see him coming out in this jumbo. Halfback dive early on in the drive. I'm just assuming Saya settled for 2 field goals in that half, rather than him missing an extra point. But looks like both players have been moving the ball pretty well, judging their yardage that I've seen.
And JS the best. This is a young man, Jelani Shelton. He's one of my favorite players. One of my favorite things is his pops. If you guys haven't seen his pops, he is so supportive of him. His pops is the one that got JS into the tournament. And when he was at the club championship last year, he was so giddy watching his son play. And unfortunately, he couldn't make it here today due to some work obligations. But he said if JS starts rocking, he'll likely take the trip up, and that's what JS is trying to make happen. Make it to day 2 so Papa JS can make it up here and root on his son.
Yeah, huge fade right there into the red zone where JS looking to punch this in and take an 8-point lead. Maybe not. He could get aggressive and go for 2. I've seen players do that in the past. We'll see if he could get in the end zone first.
His pops, Keon Shelton, his biggest supporter's got to be at home going nuts right now, watching his son try to take a big lead right now over Saya. Here's the thing too, Prob, if you score here, you got to think about potentially going for 2 to make it 2 possessions.
Yeah, and in the past when I've had a 2-point conversion play that's pretty consistent, I've gone for 2 in that spot to make it 2 possessions, because that's a huge deal. But if you don't have a play that you're confident in, just go ahead and kick the extra point and put that pressure on your opponent to have to get the 2.
It's fair enough.
Let's go. Let's go, 15.
So 2nd and 8 here at the 12.
Hey, back up.
Saya scored on his opening drive of the game. But Jay's the best has come back to not only take the lead, but an opportunity to add more here in the red zone.
He's got to be careful.
Nothing open there, throws it away. 3rd and 8 coming up.
He's lucky he didn't get grounding right there. That was close.
Had to be just shy outside that tackle box.
And you must be wondering, how is JS using that special controller right there? He's got an adapter that allows him to do it, but he's still got to see all the buttons as if he's playing on the Xbox. A lot of players will do that. If you came over from the PlayStation side, they go ahead and use that adapter.
And everything's cool in your head except the X button. The X button's the one that will.
That's the danger.
Great defense from Saya, able to hold him there. Force a field goal, 17-13. Saya, you know, he has to come out strong here on offense on this first drive of the second half.
Got a man to beat here.
Saya gonna go first down from his own 25. See if he comes out in some random formations here, or if he comes out in his best form, which is that empty set.
Little trips tight end. Going with the meta. One of the metas. Look at that scream.
Huge stop there from Saya. Great start to the drive. 14 of 18 for Carr, 184 on the day. Already across midfield.
So 1st and 10 now at the 47.
And right now, you're seeing the game from JS's perspective, so you're seeing his defensive play art. And that's a real treat for the viewer at home. You got to pay attention to that type of stuff and pick up what you can. Ooh, strip! You're going to see a lot of this big nickel over G throughout this entire tournament. It's a big part of the meta, but a main reason a lot of the players chose to run this defense as well is it's legitimately in every playbook. So if you can find a defensive formation that you know you're going to get in a mode like Mud Draft where you got to deal with random playbooks, that's going to be huge for your advantage. Oh, that was a duck.
Comes a big 3rd down from the 40 now.
That was a book right there. Saya very fortunate. He just lofted that ball up there into double coverage. Big play right here. I love that defense. A cover 2 look, he turned it into a 3. That's great defense.
And now this becomes a huge 4th down.
You got to clip that play art. That was a beautifully disguised cover 3 defense where he had the middle deep third coming from the slot DB slot. That's not something you see every day.
Saya's got to draw something up here. Needs to get to the just past the 37-yard line. And he'll throw a corner out, and that's an overthrow.
Yeah, he lobbed the ball. I think he thought it was going to be open, and he got baited, so he decided to lob it. But unfortunately for him, JS able to make the play on the ball. It was incomplete, turnover on downs.
And that's the second time he lobbed that corner route on this drive alone. Something is going on where Saya is not feeling comfortable with the defense JS is throwing at him. This is a huge momentum drive right here, boys. One of the players can grab all kinds of momentum depending on how this drive goes.
Try to strip it away there at the 48-yard line. So now we got a 2nd and 3. At this point, Pavan, it feels like go down here and score. I mean, that's all the momentum. We might have GG.
Yeah, if you make it a 2-score game this late in the game, it's tough to come back against this level of competition. So JS definitely has to, put it together here and get in the end zone. If you're Saya, have to dial up a stop somehow and get off the field.
Nice little look there from X coming from the backside. And that'll take it to the 42-yard line. Another 1st and 10 for Jay's the best.
The future, yes, you shouldn't be in a hurry here. We're in the 3rd quarter. And you already got a minute 12 left in it. You need to just continue to milk this clock and take as much of this time as you can.
Yeah, just getting it to the fourth would be huge.
Oh,
He's
no.
going to throw this to Ridley.
Oh, no.
And one hand.
No, he got it.
He has it.
Wow.
Wow, what a pick.
Have you ever seen that animation?
Yeah, he stuck one hand out there, looked like snagged it, got his feet down. What a great play.
Oh.
Risky throw there from JS.
Dial up that replay at some point. That was a crispy anim and a huge play for Saya. Talk about a momentum drive. I wasn't kidding. JS looking to put Saya away. And now here comes Saya with the ball back on the drive to go and take the lead potentially.
7:34. 6:18.
Second and 11 after the interception.
I like this formation too. If you're JS, you gotta respect the run. And this 12 personnel, this 2 tight end set. Right at him.
Bad read, bad throw, fortunate result.
There's that replay.
Look at this. Oh my goodness, that's a crispy anim.
Yeah, what a play.
One thing though for Saya now, we've seen him throw some bad reads now. We saw the 2 ducks on the corner route. He just threw right at a defender on that crossing route. He's gonna have to tighten up in this passing game if he's gonna want to get down and put a touchdown drive together.
It looks like he's going 2 deep posts here. So 2 late developing routes.
Oh, it's a pick!
Let's go.
A lurk!
Super baited there.
And he takes it to the end zone. Anthony Barr doing Anthony Barr things.
The best user in Madden history, in my opinion, Anthony Barr.
In Madden history.
History, yeah.
History.
No doubt.
Anthony
I mean, there's
Barr.
been some goons. We've had
6'5" and you can run. Come
We've
on.
had Taylor Mays, Pat Watkins,
Yeah.
Patrick Willis were back in the day. You running around with him.
Yeah, those games also weren't in this ball hawk era too. The ball hawk play is such a big factor.
That's a good point.
Yeah, the
That's a
ability
good point.
that Barr has at that linebacker spot to cover so much ground, it's crazy.
And Saya is just, his passing game is completely falling apart on his last several plays when he's gone to the air now. That's about 3 or 4 bad reads in a row.
Raider 2.
Little max protection right here, trying to buy himself some more time.
Good throw.
It's a good play. Diggs has been big for him.
Yeah, and that's 25 plus right there on the throw. Clock moving here is going to try to force another play in. When I do that, I tend to make mistakes. When I try to force plays in, he does force a play. We'll see if it pays off.
It never fails. It never fails.
That happens to me a lot when I try to force a play in. Headed to the 4th, 2nd and 17 coming up.
Down by 11 here, problem. So even a field goal here, you just need something good to happen.
Yep. Definitely need something here.
And
some sort of points.
And you know Saya must be desperate because he's in the gun punch. The formation he vowed not to touch. He's in it.
He's going to roll out here.
Oh, you got to be careful. Oh, he tried to jump at him. He went out of bounds.
Yeah.
Even
possibly
if
it would have been illegal touching.
It would have been. Even if he caught that, it would have been no good.
So now 3rd and forever. Clock starting to become a factor here. Down by 11. Remember, with single elimination now, so 4:52 might be all he has left.
Well, they'll go home.
Sack.
JS playing great. It's probably JS' best game of the tournament so far. Saved it for single elimination.
What a time to save it, right? I mean, Jelani Shelton, 20 years old from San Diego, California. all over Josiah Jackson right now, 25 from Washington, D.C. And this is a big 4th and 24. This could be 4th in the game.
Yeah, 98's down. 58-98.
Carr in the gun.
29.
4th and 24.
808.
Carr. More. It'll be a turnover on downs, and JS will get it back.
JS in full control, up 11 with the ball. 4th quarter, 4:14 left, and if you're Saya, your time is ticking. Got to make an aggressive play here, get this ball back to your offense somehow.
Eckler with a spin.
Ew,
What a spin.
sticky.
Still got room. He slows down. Oh, it's a true stick.
Wow, what a run. What a run. And shout outs to True Boy. No one did it better. There's
Nobody.
the hezzy. There's the hezzy and a touchdown for JS the best. 31-13. Full control.
52-yard run that had spins, hesitations, cuts.
Little stop and go. Hezzy. I call that the true stick. There's stick work and then there's true stick. This is true stick right here. Whoopsie. And then watch this. This is where it gets nice. Oh, man, that is, it looks easy, but that is not easy to slow down, change your direction, make the defender miss. JS the best is putting on a show right now.
Down 18, under 4 to play. You need all kind of Madden magic right now. I know I'm not watching the chat, but there's probably some GGs going on in the chat after that last run. You need everything to go your way in this final 3:35.
And don't think JS is just coming out of nowhere.
No.
This is a young man that did win the Ravens Club Championship last year, and he was the one that knocked True Boy out of that club championship before going down to Deliverance in the final 16. So he does have some live event experience.
Oh, he's good. He's been good for the last couple seasons, and talking to other competitors in the back, they say he's really good online. Just has to perform in person, and he's doing that right now in the playoffs.
He's absolutely doing that, and you couldn't be more happy for him. He is really making a big name for himself. He keeps this up, he will become a household name within this Madden community. You will remember Jelani Shelton, AKA JS the best.
3rd and 6 now.
And you know it's rough when Sire's out here in the gun bunch. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Hit on the play, almost picked off there.
And when you know he's thrown it 32 times, that's not his game plan.
And he's choosing to go for this instead of kick a field goal to make it a 2-score game. We'll see if he gets a touchdown on this drive.
It's got to be kind of tilty, you think, huh?
Yeah.
Little
I mean, I've seen people do this, but I mean, getting it to 2 scores with 3 minutes left, probably the better option.
Ooh, a little offsides right there. How classy was that?
Yeah.
Is that a little too classy?
Yeah, probably so.
A little too classy,
so.
right? I mean, it looked like JS jumped off sides by accidentally pressing right trigger on his lineman.
Yep.
He can accept that penalty. Saya being a true gentleman about it. Had to pay for it, though.
He just can't figure out where that user's going.
And you know what? After you throw a couple of bad reads and you get picked off, I mean, it's going to happen. And he just rage quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seen the players, the interviews where they asked if they rage quit. Saya rage quits sometimes.
Did he say he rage quit
No,
sometimes?
no, I don't remember seeing him say he did.
I don't think I ever seen the rage quit on the MCS. And look at Saya. He's bummed out about it. But you know what? I do want to say, if you're Josiah Jackson from Washington, D.C., keep your head up. You are continuing to progress. You made it out of your group. And you had a very good show, and you beat some top-level competition. You showed everybody that you can ball. You just didn't go your way against JS the Best. Keep your head up, Saya. I'm sure we'll see you again. You have a ton of respect from the community, and we were really happy to have you here, and it was a privilege to watch that young man play.
These guys got a lot of respect for each other right now, but sometimes it just, you've been there, problem. It just doesn't go your way.
Yeah, it doesn't. And it's unfortunate at the time, but there's more tournaments down the road. You know, he made the playoffs. It just wasn't in the cards for him this time around.
All right, let's check in with Rico Williams. Hey, there comes Rico. Rico, take it away.
Hey, guys, we're here in the Players Lounge. JS, we were just talking about this. About 47 minutes ago, you looked sick here as you were losing that last game in groups. Talk to us about the transition you made winning this and moving on.
Man, I'm just happy I was able to, like, get through, man. Like, I played really bad in groups, too many early mistakes, and I really thought I was out, honestly. And I just had to focus up. And once it got to the single elimination, I felt ready, and I was calm by then. Man, the nerves really got to me the first few games. It was pretty crazy. So
we've been watching you. You've been sprinting back with your quarterback. A lot of people think you still had Michael Vick when you were playing. Talk to us about that strategy.
Yeah, I did that to avoid the pressure. I wish I had a little faster QB, but Alex Smith got the job done. He was able to roll out of the pocket and make some crazy throws. So yeah, it's just – everyone's running nickel over G, so when you got that crazy edge pressure, you got to be able to scramble away and make plays.
All right, well, congratulations. You got Boogs on Sunday. Thank you. Good luck. All right, back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Rico. Well, this